I've been to programs like this before because anything about kids of my community, I'd be loving to support. So I've been to some conversations like this before, and like I say, it was like a bunch of blase. You know, it really didn't get down to the nitty gritty. It was more like a seminar instead of a real conversation. But coming here, what happened was I got to sit at a table with a group of gentlemen that we all got to be able to tell our stories. And what happened was our stories were actually similar, but had its own differences to where we could pick up little things and be able to instill it in one another to where at the end of the day, we're kind of like the same person when it comes to our kids.
The most important thing is the community feel.
I like Cradle to K because it allows families, parents, and community leaders and facilitators of the early child development experience to all come together with open dialogue.
There's a wealth of knowledge to be shared. There's a wealth of knowledge to be absorbed. You know, I mean, there's different resources
and all of that. I love Cradle to K because it gives our parents a voice. Give them the courage to have that voice.
So far, the open discussions have been awesome. Just fellowshipping with everybody, the staff, everybody here is great and friendly, so it's fun for me.
Okay, this is my first time attending, and I really enjoyed it because I learned a lot of things that I didn't actually know at first.
I've enjoyed the comfortable environment. I've enjoyed hearing other parents' stories and learning from their mistakes, sharing my experiences and learning from my mistakes.
As a facilitator, this is actually helping me develop my leadership skills.
The conversations have been encouraging and supportive for me as a parent.
The conversation was very good. I got from other parents about learning about their kids, how they're curious and stuff like that, which my 5-year-old, she's very curious.
Really the participation. It turned out a lot better than what I assumed.
Being a parent, you think you know everything, and then the more I read and meet people and talk to them, I learn more. And coming here, I learned things that I didn't really know, you know, like I knew, but I wasn't like putting it to use, maybe.
I got a lot of good information, good tips as far as I can follow, and hopefully I transfer them to the other parents, and hopefully they can take some out of it and bring it home, and some of that will reflect on their kids.
Yeah, from the curiosity segment, when they were talking about, you know, just other parents were saying that they listen, it helps them listen to their children more, and listening more to their questions and answering their questions more honestly. That allowed me to implement that in my parenting styles.
I was a yeller, don't do that, come here. I've learned to speak to them at a more respectful level, and more instead of more of an authority figure. It makes a big difference in how they communicate with you. The fear, it's less frightful when they do something wrong, and instead of knowing I'm gonna get in trouble, let me hide what I did wrong, or they'll come to you, Mom, I did this, Dad, I did this. So that's what helped me.
What I got out of the conversation was that one of the main keys was accountability, learning how to talk to my child, learning how to get down to the point of what's going on instead of trying to react so quickly off their emotions, learning how to keep my emotions intact, and just all around being a better father, better parent.
Most important is listening to the kids. You know, sometimes you listen and you may be tuning out what they saying, but like I listen and really pay attention to what they saying.
I definitely need to start being more patient, and also trying to not being less aggravated with them, being more understanding with them.
To always not do the wrong thing in front of your child, do the right thing in front of your kids. Because if you do the wrong thing, they're gonna feel like they can do the same thing.
In a group I was in, which was all men, and it was just pointers about different ways to handle your children and different ways of not to discipline them, and just letting them talk more, and a lot of understanding. And it's a lot of things I didn't know, and there's a lot of things I needed help on, and these gentlemen guided me in the right direction and gave me pointers and tips.
The first one we talked about patience, and I really took from that conversation how important it is to engage with being patient with the child. The child
learns from me, so I have to learn to take the time to be patient with her as she grows.
I was going to start letting my kids talk more and not me being so much as the one that's saying everything. I was going to stop being so aggressive and just let things fall into place and let them be more of their self.
This meeting we talked about curiosity, and with being curious is really what 4-year-olds do, and it's important. I didn't realize how important it is for them to allow them to be curious, and with her being curious is allowing her to grow and to express herself.
Try to make specific, play dates for her and take her to, like feed the ducks and do stuff that makes her ask more questions and more questions. So, everything is a question. It doesn't start with just normal talking. It's got to lead with the question, right?
Ask the questions, because without asking the questions, she'll never ever know, and it kind of allows the child to express themselves, and without letting them be curious, it takes away from them to be able to explore who they really are.
She's always asking questions about where we're going, people, places, things. So, if I don't feed her curiosity, it almost like kills her little heart. So,
A lot of the parents as well as me are so into disciplining their kids due to what they're doing, instead of listening and seeing why is the problem going on, or why do you tend to do certain things.
There was a parent, she was talking about she's always engaging her children in conversations, but there was a point that another facilitator was asking her, do you always ask or talk about feelings? She said, I don't do that. So it gave her something else to think about, not just having just normal, share information conversations with your child. Let's talk about our feelings too. Let's start being empathetic. So, to other people's emotions and feelings.
I know I always would tell when it's time to we wash our hands, before we eat and stuff. And sometimes they say, hurry, wash your hands and come on. But then I just say, go wash your hands, and when you're done, come on and let's sit down and eat. So got patience for everything.
You want to just be pretty much curious about their days and, things that's going on around them when you're not in their lives or, in their presence.
I enjoy the lesson that I learned on conversations. Communication from little people is different, so we have to really listen to them at their levels, and it's important so we can learn them as little people, because little people have their own way of expressing themselves.
Implementing more learning in my children's daily activities. If we're at a red light, I spell the word red. Green light, spell the word green. Just implementing different learning cues in our everyday environment.
And being a part of this program, I really learned some interesting things. I learned not to ignore or tune out my child, because it may make them be disruptive.
And by me being patient with the child, and also by me letting the child be curious and listening to their conversation, has helped me understand that they're little people and it takes time to grow. So those are steps that we really need to take time with as parents.
It's okay not to know. It's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay to speak out. If you need something, speak on it.
As parents, we are our children's first advocate. So it's important for us as parents to attend any available opportunities for learning.
It's amazing. Anybody that have never been to C2K, I'm going to advise you to come out.
C2K is allowing me as a parent to engage with other parents as a support system to be a better parent and to be aware of things that parents do. And it's important to know what to do.
Parents should come out to C2K because it validates you as a parent. You're on this journey for quite some time. You need to know that you're not alone, and that there are other people who share with you with your curiosities, and we want to help you to grow in your patience, validate your reasons for having good conversation with your kids, and we want to grow together as a community.
I just enjoyed it. I really did, and I'm looking forward to the upcoming meeting.
Parents should come out to Cradle to K because I'm a parent, and talking to other parents and the staff, you know, giving each other feedback that kind of lends to not just assuming, but actually hearing what, you know, we actually deal with in day-to-day life, and not just in the school time frame, but at home and, you know, every day.
I really appreciate the opportunity to be involved in this program. You know, it's awesome for me. I love this.
And the 3 pillars, I will continue to use the 3 pillars. And that's patience, curiosity, and conversation.
Patience is very the most when you have little kids. And with older kids too.
Patience. I have a 4-year-old. She's very outgoing, very assertive, so patience is an absolute must for me to have with her. So definitely hearing parents talk about how they deal with patience.
Curiosity, because the kids are very daredevils. They'll try anything, but you have to let them so they'll grow.
You know, and kids, they're like sponges. They pick up everything, so of course they're going to be curious.
I do like conversation best, I think, because children are always going to look for an opportunity to have back and forth communication with their parents. Even babies coo back and forth with their mom and dad when they're cooing with them, and then they stop and then they coo back. So kids are always looking for that connection with their parent, and so I think conversation is a big one.
We talk a lot about this being driven by parent voice, and you know, it's being a conversational model, but in order for that type of approach to really get the best results, it's important that you give people a structure that brings meaning to it.
My parenting pledge: I want my child to be full of faith, have a strong self-identity, be consistent in how they live and treat people, always be honest, patient, and compassionate. So I need to continue to show them how to live that way through my example as a parent. I will keep explaining the world around them, continue to keep my children engaged and involved in learning the world around them, answer all their questions they have honestly, and spark new thoughts and ideas in them. And from now on, I will continue to learn from other parents, teachers, administrators, and more importantly, my children. And I will continue to attend Cradle to K.
My parenting pledge: I want my child to be productive, confident, strong, faithful, healthy, and financially fit. So I know I need to be consistent, available, and expressive, attentive throughout every stage and life lesson. I will keep open communication, prayer, and stability. And from now on, I will communicate with patience and learn and lead with curiosity.
My parenting pledge: I want my child to be self-independent, a leader, and more confident. So I know I need to stay focused and be a great role model. And I will keep directing them to be a leader and to think for themselves. And from now on, I will be a loving parent and more patient with my children.
And let me share this with you. Some of our Head Start employees are parents in the school system, and they talk about how Cradle to K has given them the boost to go in and have a conversation with their teachers.
One thing that I think is great is that there's been planning with facilitation. The facilitators were trained. And for the most part, we're all parents too. And so in the conversation, then we're pulling from our own parenting experiences, but we're also working to pull out and get our participants to share their experiences as well.
I think that's what's going to help our community grow. If they can look at the same man and all of us, and we all can carry those same good qualities towards them, I mean, hey, future bright then.